It's now been 2.5 years since the first wave of LEGO Star Wars helmets retired. There's always a lot of hype around this sub-theme for investing, and everyone knows how well the TIE Fighter pilot performed, but how is the rest of the theme doing? In the first part of this video, I'm going to check in on how well the 6 helmets that have retired so far are doing. I'll see what they're selling for on eBay and Amazon, discuss what sales we saw on these sets to see what a reasonable average buy-in cost would have been. Then finally, I'll calculate how much true profit you'd be making after shipping and fees on both selling platforms. Then I'll finish up by breaking down the 2 helmets currently projected to retire by Brick Fanatics and BrickTap. I'll also share my target buy prices that I would need to invest in these sets. We'll start off with 2021. There were 2 helmets that retired. The first is the aforementioned TIE Fighter pilot helmet, set number 75274. This was a Target exclusive set, and it's one of the most talked about sets in the LEGO investing world because of how well it performed very quickly after retirement. It had an MSRP of $59.99. It went on sale a few times in its life, but most notably during Black Friday of 2021, Target had it discounted for 50% off, and that's when I purchased mine. The buy box on Amazon is currently $400, and on eBay, it's selling for about $320. These are absolutely crazy returns, and it's definitely an outlier. Very few LEGO sets will ever rise this much over MSRP. Now, to estimate your profit if you sold this set right now, let's say your average cost was about $45 per set. As a side note here, I never advocate buying for investing at full price. You could have stacked up good discounts buying from Lego.com during GWP periods with cashback sites like Rakuten and Insider's Points, or from Target the few times they had it on sale throughout its life. Estimating $45 as your average buy cost is very fair to me and could have been much less if you only bought them when it was 50% off. To calculate how much profit you'd make if you sold these sets on Amazon right now, I'll be using Amazon's fee calculator for FBM. At $400, you'd be paying $60 in fees. For shipping, I'd estimate about $13 on average depending on where you're shipping it to, bringing you to a profit of $282, which comes out to a 627% profit after a 2.5-year hold time. That is absolutely crazy. On eBay, they charge a 13.25% fee for LEGO on your entire sale price. That includes shipping and even the sales tax that the buyer paid. So the exact fee percentage will vary depending on where your buyer is located. For my estimates, I like to use 16% as my estimated fee cost to give a little room for those states that have really high sales tax. At a sale price of $320, you'll be looking at $51.20 in fees, and we'll say again $13 for shipping, which brings you to a profit of $210.38, which is a 456% profit. We can see very clearly that this helmet was a massive success. Let's take a look at the other helmet that retired in 2021 and see how that's doing. 75276 Stormtrooper helmet. This also had an MSRP of $59.99, but it was available at all major retailers. Right now, the buy box on Amazon is sitting at $185, and it's selling for about $170 on eBay. At the end of its life, it was available from stores like Amazon and Best Buy for 40% off, 33% off from Target, and throughout its life, it was consistently discounted 20% off. Taking that into consideration, I think a reasonable average buy cost is around $45. If you sold it on Amazon today, you'd pay $27.75 in fees, and it would cost again about $13 to ship. Your profit would come out to $99.24, which is a 221% profit. On eBay, you'd pay about $27.20 in fees, $13 in shipping to bring your profit to 188%. So on both platforms, you're bringing in another great profit. Now we can move on to the helmets that retired in 2022 and see if the second wave was as profitable. Keep in mind that these sets have only had a year and a half to appreciate in value, so it's not a direct one-to-one comparison to the sets that retired in 2021. These sets will likely be worth more a year from now. 75277 Boba Fett helmet, another one that had an MSRP of $59.99. The buy box on Amazon is sitting at $95, while on eBay it's selling for about $85. Already, we're seeing that it's not going for nearly as much as the 2021 retirees. This helmet didn't even see as deep of discounts as the first 2 that retired. 25% off from Amazon was the deepest discount we saw, but it was available from Target discounted with an additional $10 Target gift card, free with orders of $50 or more, at least once from what I can remember. Taking this into consideration, let's say your average buy cost was $46. Selling your set on Amazon today would bring in $21 of profit after $14.25 in fees, and again $13 in shipping. That equates to a 47% profit with a year and a half of hold time. On eBay, you're looking at only $13.40 in profits. After $13.60 in fees and another $13 in shipping, that is a 30% profit. So we can clearly see that these sets were bought up much more by investors. While the demand is still strong, it's going to take some more time for that supply to dwindle. 75305 Scout Trooper helmet. This one had the lowest MSRP of any Star Wars helmet at just $49.99. That was a great boost for this helmet since it had a perceived value of $60 for the early helmets and now $70 for the newer helmets. On Amazon, it's at $93, and on eBay, it's selling for about $88. Not too far off from each other. It was discounted 20% off most of its life, but it never really went below that directly. The best time to buy was from Kohl's when they had them on sale, but also 30% Kohl's cashback or either 20%. I can't remember exactly, but that would be either $10 or $15 Kohl's cashback for every $50 spent. I bought mine during this promo and my average cost ended up being close to 40% off. So we can estimate an average cost of $38 very conservatively for these calculations. On Amazon, you'd be paying $13.95 in fees, another $13 in shipping, leaving you with $28.04 in profit, which is a 74% profit. On eBay, $14.08 in fees, $13 in shipping, bringing you to a 60% profit. We can see that this set is performing significantly better than Boba Fett's, and I think that's directly related to it being $10 less in MSRP, and also more investors were focused on Boba Fett, which caused that set to be oversupplied. Now, on to 2023, we saw a price increase up to $69.99 on the two sets that retired. Again, keep in mind that they just retired 5 months ago, so there's definitely much more time ahead for these sets to appreciate. I would treat this as more of a check-in on them rather than deciding how good of investment they turned out to be. 75343 Dark Trooper helmet. This was another Target exclusive Star Wars helmet. Very debated in the community as to whether it would be a good investment because many people dislike the design. But as we're already seeing, continued collectability is king. There will always be demand for a set that's in a popular series, even if it's allegedly one of the worst looking ones. As I mentioned, its MSRP was $69.99. On Amazon, it's already sitting at $100. That's more than Boba Fett is selling for with a year longer shelf life, but its MSRP was $10 less. And on eBay, it's selling for $90. This was discounted a few times throughout its life, 20% off from Target, but also 30% off last summer. LEGO also offered 5 times insiders points during May the 4th promotions last year, which is 25% cash back for future orders on LEGO.com. So there were definitely opportunities to get this set at a good price. We can estimate an average cost of $52. At that buy-in, you're making $20 in profit after shipping and fees on Amazon, which is a 38% profit, and on eBay, $10.60, which is a 20% profit. This is performing very strongly out of the gate, and I expect it to continue growing in value. 75327 Luke Skywalker Red 5 helmet. This is another story here. While it retired last year, it's still in stock on Amazon. They've been pumping out about 1,000 units a month for the past 5 months and still haven't run out. Until it sells out, we unfortunately won't see any appreciation in value. But I will share what I think could have been an achievable average buy price. We saw Target and Amazon have it for 38% off for a bit at the end of last year and 30% off from other retailers like Kohl's. Then of course you could have gotten it for 20% off throughout its life. With that context, I think an achievable average buying cost is about $50. Even at that buying price, you are losing a few dollars after shipping and fees if you sold at MSRP. Alright, those are the 6 LEGO Star Wars helmets that have retired so far. The main takeaways are that the first wave has done incredibly well due to collectors wanting to go back and complete the series, but also because investors were on the fence about this sub-theme since it was new and unproven, causing the supply to be low. Once the next wave retired, we saw that there were many more investors going after Boba Fett specifically, but the Scout Trooper has done well because of its lower supply and lower MSRP. For 2023, I've said this before in a previous video, but I really believe we saw a large drop-off in LEGO investors from 2022. Prices are rising faster than normal, and I'm seeing significantly less sellers on recently retired sets. The Dark Trooper is off to a very fast start, but unfortunately, Red 5 helmet is still waiting for that retirement bump since it's still in stock from Amazon. So now what does this mean for the 2 helmets retiring this year? I believe we'll continue to see lots of demand for these helmets in retirement, now that we still have Darth Vader, Captain Rex, and the Mandalorian helmets continuing on into 2025. The helmet line will still be top of mind for new collectors getting into the sub-theme. They'll start with the 3 helmets available, and then they'll look to the aftermarket to find the sets that they missed out on. But the secret is definitely out about these helmet sets. It has been for years, and many investors will be buying them. This is why for me to invest in them, buy price will be very important. I'll need to buy in at the best price possible so that I'll have an advantage over other people who may only be buying at small discounts like 20% off. I used very conservative estimates in my calculations earlier, but if you were patient and waited for prices to drop in the latter half of the year, your profits would have been much higher. Let's now take a look at the two helmet sets that are retiring this year. We have Clone Commander Cody helmet, set number 75350. It has an MSRP of $69.99, was released in March of 2023, so it'll have a 1 year and 10-month shelf life. This set is somewhat of a double whammy of continued collectability, not only because it's in the helmet line, but also because the Captain Rex helmet is not slated to retire this year. Many people getting Captain Rex in 2025 are going to want Commander Cody to pair alongside him. My big concern with this set is that it could easily end up like this year's Skywalker helmet. LEGO could easily load up Amazon at the end of retirement and it stays in stock for months and months after retirement. Because of that, for me to invest, I will be very cautious and only invest if I can get it at 40% off to insure myself in case its appreciation after retirement is delayed by lingering stock. 75351, the Princess Leia Boushh helmet, has an MSRP of $69.99, was also released in March of 2023, so it'll have the same 1 year and 10-month shelf life. This helmet is probably the least popular, even more so than the Dark Trooper helmet. Because of that, I think many investors may pass up on the set for the same reason. Another plus is that it's a Target exclusive, which eases my worries about Amazon having lingering stock, because typically, Target is good about selling out of their retired sets in a reasonable time frame. For now, I'll be looking to buy this set at the same 40% off target by stacking discounts when buying from Lego.com, but also at the end of the year, if it's still looking undersupplied in the aftermarket and it's on sale for 35% off from Target, I will likely be buying. Alrighty, that covers everything I wanted to discuss in this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this sub-theme in the comments below. Are you investing in it, or do you think the days of this sub-theme for investing are over? If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like and subscribe to my channel for more weekly LEGO investing content. And with that, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, my videos are not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only sharing my journey as a LEGO investor, and I encourage you to do your own research before buying any LEGO sets.